Mandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Pitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Rana Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Sya. So now we're reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya-lila, chapter 14. This is with translation. This is with Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. And this is the description of performance of the Vrindaban pastimes. So now we'll start with verse number 65. Nritya kore sandhya kale arati dekila ati tota aitota ase prabhu vishrama korila. Nritya kore sandhya kale arati dekila aitota ase prabhu vishrama korila. In the evening, after finishing his dancing in the yard of the Gundicha temple, the Lord observed the arati ceremony. Thereafter, he went to a place called Aitota and took rest for the night. Advaitadi Bhaktagan Nimantrana Koila Mukya Nabajan Nabadina Paila. For 9 days, 9 chief devotees headed by Sri Advaita Acharya got an opportunity to invite the Lord to their homes. Arabhaktagan Chatur Mashe Chatadin Ek Dina Kori Korila Bantan. During the 4 months of the rainy season, the remaining devotees extended invitations to the Lord for 1 day each. In this way, they shared invitations. Charima Serdina Mukya Bhakta Bantinila Arabhakta Gana Avasarana Paila. For the 4-month period, all the daily invitations were shared among the important devotees. The rest of the devotees did not get an opportunity to extend an invitation to the Lord. Ekdin nimantrana kore duetine mili emata Mahaprabhu nimantrana keli. Since they could not get 1 day each, 2 or 3 devotees combined to extend an invitation. These are the pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's acceptance of invitations. Pratakale snana kore deke Jagannath Sankirtane Nitya Kore Bhakta Ganasat. After taking his bath, early in the morning, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go see Lord Jagannath in the temple. Then he would perform Sankirtan with his devotees. Kabu Advaita, Kabu Advaite Nachai, Kabu Nityanande, Kabu Haridase Nachai, Kabu Achyutanande. By chanting and dancing, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu induced Advaita Acharya to dance. Sometimes he induced Nityananda Prabhu, Haridas Thakur, and Achyutananda to dance. Kabu Bakreshware, Kabu Arabhakta Gane, Trisandhya Kirtana Kore, Gundicha Prangane. Sometimes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu engaged Vakeshwara and other devotees in chanting and dancing. 3 times daily, morning, noon, and evening, he would perform Sankirtan in the yard of the Gundicha temple. Vrindavane Aila Krishna E Prabhur Gyan Krishnera Viraha Swurti Hoila Asvashan. At this time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt that Lord Krishna had returned to Vrindaban. Thinking this, his feelings of separation from Krishna subsided. as we said, the Gundicha temple, when they come to Gundicha, it's like Mahaprabhu's mood is taking Krishna Vrindaban. So at this time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt that Lord Krishna had returned to Vrindaban. Thinking this, his feelings of separation from Krishna subsided. Radha Sange Krishna Lila E Hoila Gyane E Rase Magna Prabhu Hoila Apane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always thinking of the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, and he remained personally merged in this consciousness. Nano Dhyane Bhakta Sange Vrindavana Lila Indradyumna Sarovare Kore Jalakela. There were many gardens near the Gundicha temple, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees used to perform the pastimes in Vrindaban in each of them. In the lake named Indradyumna, he sported in the water. Apane Sakala Bhakte Sinche Jaladiya Sabbhakta Gana Sinche Chodike Bidiya. The Lord personally splashed all the devotees with water, and the devotees surrounding him on all sides also splashed the Lord. Kabu Ek Mandala Kabu Aneka Mandal Chalam Manduka Badye Sabe Bajaya Kartal. While in the water, they sometimes formed one circle and sometimes many circles. And while in the water, they used to play kartals or cymbals and imitate the croaking of frogs. Dui Dui Jane Mele Kore Jala Rana Keho Hare Keho Jine Prabhu Kore Darshan. Sometimes two would pair off to fight in the water. One would emerge victorious and the other defeated, and the Lord would watch all this fun. Advaita Nityananda Jala Fela Feli Acharya Hariya Pache Kore Gala Gali. The first sporting took place between Advaitacharya and Nityananda Prabhu, who threw water upon each other. Advaitacharya was defeated, and he later began to rebuke Nityananda Prabhu, calling him ill names. Vidyanidir Jalakeli Swarup Rashane Gupta Date Jalakeli Kore Dui Ajane. Swarup Damodar and Vidyanidhi also threw water upon each other, and Murari Gupta and Vasudeva Datta also sported in that way. So they're in Indradyumna Lake, I believe, and they're having water fights in that lake. So one water fight was between Advaitacharya and Nityananda. They're always fighting, Nityananda and Advaita. And on this occasion, Nityananda defeated Advaita, and Advaita began to call him names, fought with him and called him names. Vidyanidir Jalakeli Swarup Rasane Gupta Date Jalakeli Kore Duijane. Swarup Damodar and Vidyanidhi also threw water upon each other, and Murari Gupta and Vasudeva Datta also sported in that way. Srivas Sahita Jala Kele Garadar Raghava Pandit Sane Keli Vakeshwar. So this is Vidyanidhi and Swarup, Damodar, and Vidyanidhi also threw water upon each other. So Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he lives in East Bengal, but he's close friends with Swarup Damodar. So when they're in the water, they're also splashing each other with water. And Murari Gupta and Vasudeva Datta also sported in that way. Srivas, Sahita Jala Kele Gadadhar, Raghava Pandit Sane Kele Vakeshwar. Another duel took place between Srivas Thakur and Gadadhar Pandit, and yet another between Raghava Pandit and Vakeshwara Pandit. Thus they all engaged in throwing water. So they're pandits, they're very educated persons and learned, but in the water they're playing like children. This is part of Mahaprabhu's Leela. Sure. Sarvabhauma Sangha Kele Ramananda Rai, Gambhirya Gele Dohar, Hoila Sishuprai. Indeed, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya engaged in water sports with Sri Ramananda Roy, and they both lost their gravity and became like children. Mahaprabhu Tas Dohar Chanchaya Dekiya Gopinathacharya Kichu Kohena Hasya. When Mahaprabhu saw the exuberance of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Ramananda Roy, he smiled and spoke to Gopinathacharya. Pandita Gambhir Duhe Brahmanika Jan Balachanshaya Kore Koraha Varjan. Tell the Bhattacharya and Ramananda Roy to stop their childish play, because they are both learned scholars and very grave and great personalities. So they're serious persons and they're scholars, but they're playing like children in the water. All of them, everyone is fighting with water, splashing on each other. Tell the Bhattacharya and Ramananda Roy to stop their childish play, because they are both learned scholars and very grave and great personalities. Gopinath Kohe Tomar Kripa Mahasindhu Uchalita Kore Jabe Tara Ek Bindu. Gopinathacharya replied, I believe that one drop of the ocean of your great mercy has swelled up upon them. And I remember that Hari Charan, he always used to say, Ek Bindu, Ek Bindu Jagat Dubai. He used to say, one drop, Mahaprabhu's mercy can drown the whole world. Ek Bindu, one drop, Jagat Dubai, the whole world can drown in that one drop. Gopinathacharya replied, I believe that one drop of the ocean of your great mercy has swelled up upon them. Meru Mandara Barva Dubai Jatatata Edui Ganda Shaila Ihar Kakata. A drop from the ocean of your mercy can drown great mountains like Sumeru and Mandara. Since these two gentlemen are little hills by comparison, it is no wonder that they are being drowned in the ocean of your mercy. Shuska Tarka Kali Kaite Janmagela Jar Tare Lilamrita Piyao Ekripa Tomar. Logic is like a dry oil cake from which all the oil has been extracted. The Bhattacharya passed his life in eating such dry cakes, but now you have made him drink the nectar of transcendental pastimes. It is certainly your great mercy upon him. So remember this. Logic is like a dry oil cake from which All the oil has been extracted. The Bhattacharya passed his life in eating such dry cakes, but now you have made him drink the nectar of transcendental pastimes. It is certainly your great mercy upon him. Hase Mahaprabhu tabe advaite anila jaleru pare tare seisha shaya koila. After Gopinathacharya finished talking, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and, calling for Advaitacharya, made him act like the Seshanaga bed. Seshanaga bed, Vishnu sits on the Seshanaga bed. So Advaitacharya Mahaprabhu called him and made Advaitacharya act like the Seshanaga bed. Apane taharu para korila shayan Sesha Shai Lila Prabhu Koila Prakatan. Lying down on Advaita Prabhu, who was floating on the water, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated the pastime of Shesha Shai Vishnu. So then Mahaprabhu, Advaitacharya is lying down and Mahaprabhu is sitting on Advaitacharya, and Advaitacharya is floating like Seshana. Advaita Nija Shakti Prakata Korya Mahaprabhu Loya Bule Jalete Mashia. Manifesting his personal potency, Advaitacharya floated about on the water carrying Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Emata Jala Krida Kore Katakan Aitotaila Prabhu Loya Bhaktagan. After sporting in the water for some time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to his place at Aitota, accompanied by his devotees. Puri Bharatiyadi Jata Mukhya Bhaktagan Acharjara Nimantrane Korela Bhujan. Paramananda Puri, Brahmananda Bharati, and all the other chief devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took lunch at the invitation of Advaitacharya. Vaninath Arajata Prasadin Anila Mahaprabhu Gane Se Prasada Koila. Whatever extra prasadam was brought by Vaninath Rai was taken by the other associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Aparane Ashe Koila Darshanartan Nishate Ujjani Ashe Korila Shayan. In the afternoon, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the Gundicha temple to visit the Lord and dance. At night, he went to the garden to take rest. Aradina Shekoila Ishwara Darshan Prangane Nritya Gita Koila Katakan. The next day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also went to the temple of Gundicha and saw the Lord. He then chanted and danced in the yard for some time. Bhaktagan, Sange Prabhu, Ujjane, Asya, Vrindavana, Vihara Kore, Bhaktagana Loya, accompanied by his devotee Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then went into the garden and enjoyed the pastimes of Vrindaban. Brikavale, Prafulita, Pravordarshane, Bringa Pika Gaya, Bahe, Shitala, Pavane. There were multifarious trees and creepers in the garden, and they were all jubilant to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Indeed, the birds were chirping, the bees were buzzing, and a cool breeze was blowing. Brikabale, Prafulita, Prabordarshane, Bringa Pika Gaya, Bahe, Shitala, Parmane. There were multifarious trees and creepers in the garden, and they were all jubilant to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Indeed, the birds were chirping, the bees were buzzing, and a cool breeze was blowing. Pratibrikatale Prabhu Korana Nartan Vasudeva Datta Matra Korana Gayan. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced beneath each and every tree, Vasudeva Datta sang along. Ek ek brikatale, ek ek ganagai, parama aveshe ek, eka nache gorarai. As Vasudeva Datta sang a different song beneath each and every tree, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced there alone in great ecstasy. Tave Bhakeshware Prabhu Kahila Nachite, Rakeshwara Nache Prabhu Lagila Gaite. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then ordered Vakeshwara Pandit to dance, and as he began to dance, the Lord began to sing. Prabhu Sange Swarupare Kirtaniya Gai, Dik Vidik Nahigyan, Premara Vanyai. Then devotees like Swarup, Damodar, and other kirtan performers began to sing along with Mahaprabhu. Being inundated with ecstatic love, they lost all consideration of time and circumstance. E mata katakan kore Madhya-lila, Narendra sarovara gela, karite jalakela. After thus performing pastimes in the garden for some time, they all went to a lake called Narendra Sarovara and there enjoyed sporting in the water. Jale Krida Kori Puna Aila Ujane Bojana Lila Koila Prabhu Loya Bhaktigan Jala Krida Kori Puna Aila Ujane Bojane Lila Koila Prabhu Kaya Bhaktigane Bhaktigane Bojana Lila Koila Prabhu Loya Bhaktigane. After sporting in the water, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to the garden and accepted prasadam with the devotees. Navadin Gundichate Rahe Jagannath Mahaprabhu Aiche Lila Koribhaktasat. For 9 continuous days, His Lordship, Sri Jagannath Dev, stayed at the Gundicha temple. During this time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also stayed there and performed the pastimes with his devotees that have already been described. Jagannath Vallabhanam Bora Pushparama Navadin Koren Prabhu Tatai Vishwama. The garden of his pastimes was very large and was named Jagannath Vallabha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his rest there for 9 days. Hena Panchami Hera Panchamira Din Aila Janiya Kashimishre Kohe Raja Shayat Nakoriya. Knowing that the Hera Panchami festival was drawing near, King Prataparudra attentively talked with Kashi Mishra. Kalya Hera Panchami Habe Lakmira Vijay Aiche Utsava Kora Jainakabu Nahiba Hoy. Tomorrow will be the function of Hera Panchami or Lakshmi Vijay. Hold this festival in a way that it has never been held before. Mahotsava Kora Taiche Vishesha Sambar Deke Mahaprabhu or Jaiche Hoy Chamatkar. King Prataparudra said, hold this festival in such a gorgeous way that upon seeing it, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be completely pleased and astonished. Thakur Bandare Amar Bandare Chitravastu Kinkiniyar Chatra Chamare Take as many printed cloths, small bells, conch shells, and chamaras. Take as many as clean cloth, articles of worship. Take as many printed cloths, small bells, umbrellas, and chamaras as there are in my storehouse and in the deity's storehouse. Vaja Vrinda Patak Gantaya Koraha Mandan Nanavadya Nritya Dulai Koraha Sajan. Collect all kinds of small and large flags and ringing bells, and decorate the carrier and have various musical and dancing parties accompanying it. In this way, decorate the carrier attractively. Now, this is a description. They're preparing for Lakshmi Vijay, or sometimes it's called Hera Panchami, that after some time in the Gundicha temple, then what happens is Hera is Lakshmi. It's another name for Lakshmi. So Hera Panchami or Lakshmi Vijay refer to Lakshmi. And Jagannath has left the association of his wife, Lakshmi, and he's gone to Gundicha, which represents Vrindaban. And he hasn't come back for some time. At first he said he was going for a ride on the Rath car and he would be back, but then he hasn't returned for some time. And now Lakshmi, she's feeling both lonely and she's also feeling jealous. That why has Jagannath gone to Vrindaban or the gardens of Vrindaban for so long? And we'll hear about this tomorrow, about the Lakshmi Vijay, how Lakshmi gets on a palanquin and she's carried to the garden where Mahaprabhu is staying, and she goes there to chastise Lord Jagannath. But she finds the Rath car, and then she's carried by her servants, or many beautiful ladies that carry Lakshmi. And then she orders her servants, also men and ladies, to attack the Rath car, and they're hitting it with sticks and everything, and she's very angry. So there's a special, and then she arrests the persons who are carrying the palanquin, who are carrying the servants of Lord Jagannath. So tomorrow I'll read about that. But right now I'll just say the king, Prataparudra, he wants to make this a big festival. He says, this Lakshmi Vijay, Dvaja Brinda Patak Gantaya Koraha Manda Nanavadya Nritya Dolai Koraha Sajan. Collect all kinds of small and large flags and ringing bells, and decorate the carrier and have various musical and dancing parties accompanying it. In this way, decorate the carrier attractively. Decorate the palanquin of Lakshmi. And then, this chapter is called Performance of the Vrindaban Pastimes. So, what we'll have here is that Lakshmi's servant attack out of her jealousy. She orders them, and they're playfully attacking the servants of Lord Jagannath. So then Mahaprabhu, he says, he talks to who is it? He talks to Srivas. I believe it's Srivas Thakur. And Srivas Thakur, he starts glorifying Lakshmi, and he says, just see how powerful is my goddess, and how, and what, she is the opulent servant, and in Vaikuntha, or in the abode of Lakshmi, there's so much opulence. And what opulence is there in Vrindaban? Just some peacock feathers and some gunjamala and some it's like milk products like this. And he's saying, but my Lakshmi, she has so much opulence. And then Mahaprabhu says to Swarup Damodar that he says that Srivas, in the mood of Narad Muni, is overcome with the opulence of Vaikuntha and Lakshmi. So how would you compare this with Vrindaban? And then Swarup Damodar talks about the opulence of Vrindaban and describes the opulence of Vrindaban, how all the dust is chintamani money, as all the most valuable jewels and everything. So tomorrow we'll hear about that. So Maharaj Prataparudra says, collect all kinds of small and large flags and ringing bells, then decorate the carrier and have various musical and dancing parties accompany it. In this way, decorate the carrier attractively. Viguna Koriya Kora Sab Upahar Rata Jatra Hoite Jaiche Hoi Chamatkar. You should also double the quantity of prasadam. Make so much that it will even surpass the Ratha Yatra festival. Saita Koriya Prabhu Loya Bhaktagan Swachande Asiya Jaiche Karana Darshan. Arrange the festival in such a way that Mahaprabhu may freely go with all the devotees to visit the deity without difficulty. So we'll stop here, and tomorrow we'll continue with the description of Lakshmi Vijay, or it's popularly called Hera Panchami. It's a very nice festival. Shows. Now we'll sing Hari Harai. Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Jaravaya Namah. Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Jaravaya Namah. Jaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Namah. Gopa Govinda Ram Simari Sudan. Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chanda. Janardan Shiva Sari Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Rahuna. Sri Jiva Gopala Bhakta Bhakta Rahuna. Echai Gosai Kori Taranath Bhajan. Jaite Vignana Savishta Puran. Echai Gosai Jarmi Karadas. Asabar Padarenu Mora Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakar Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindaban Shri Guru Vaishnava Pare Madhya-lila Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Gauriya Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Narada Muma Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gora Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitai Gora Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Jokida Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramansa Parvajaka Charyashta Tara Sarashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Tilak Neri Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramansa Parvajaka Charyashta Tara Sarashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Nirmamacharya Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramansa Parvajaka Charya Ashtatara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramansa Parvajaka Charya Ashtatara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakshidhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Sunanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivedanta Thakur Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Rupanuga Guru Bharga Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhakta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhata Dashi Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Prem Se Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai Vishwagaranya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupad Ki Jai Jayam Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Sri Navadip Dham ki jai, Sri Mayapur ki jai, Saparshada Sri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Saparshada Sriman Mahaprabhu ki jai, Sri Koladvip ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai, Soquel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram ki jai, Ganga Devi ki jai, Tulasi Maharani ki jai, Bhakti Devi ki jai, Shri Vrindaban Dham ki jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan, Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo ki jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Sripad Bhakti Raman Madhav Maharaj ki jai, all the assembled devotees ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.